Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 series that I want to start before the end of 2015. I actually already filmed this video once, but I started some of the series that I put in that one and I thought it would seem ridiculous to put out that video having already talked about some of them in my wrap-up, so I'm just going to start from scratch with the new series. Let's get to it. The first series that I want to read is one that I recently hauled, and it is the Lumateer Chronicles. This is by Melina Marchetta. To be honest, it sounds like a little bit Game of Thrones-esque. There is the main character, Finnegan, and I believe he goes on some type of journey with another character, and there's like a royal family, and there's some kind of curse, and I've just heard like nothing but great things about it, and I know that everyone also really loves Melina Marchetta's contemporary novels, so I'm curious to see what something in the fantasy realm would be like from her. The next series that I am determined to start by the end of 2015 is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, because everyone in the entire world has already read a lot of these books, and there's a television show that everyone loves, and people are constantly talking about this guy named Jamie, and I just don't know what's going on, and I feel like I'm missing out. So I want to read this as soon as I can. For those who don't know, there is a woman who time travels back to Scotland. I believe it's also in the 1700s. She meets this guy Jamie, and I have also heard that it's pretty heavy on the romance, but it was in the sci-fi section, so that's exciting. The next trilogy that I am dying to start is the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. I've actually never read any of Patrick Ness's books, but again, a lot of my favorite booktubers who talk about fantasy rave about Patrick Ness, so I think that this is a really good place to start. The first book is called The Knife of Never Letting Go, and I know that the premise of it is there is this town where everybody can read everybody else's thoughts, like they just hear them as like a constant stream of noise, and there's one guy who really wants to escape, but obviously that's going to be pretty difficult when people can hear what you're thinking. And I've also heard that the villain in this story, who is the mayor, is one of the best and like most complex villains that anyone's ever read, so I'm really looking forward to cluing myself into the Chaos Walking trilogy. The next series that I am planning on starting and probably finishing is the Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han. I just love Jenny Han's To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You duology, and if her other series is anything like that, I know that I'm gonna love it. The characters that she writes are just so real and so good. So I'm really looking forward to starting this, and I also figured that it would be a great kind of summer read. I know that it has to do with teenagers on the beach and there's some kind of love triangle. I believe it's a sibling love triangle, which I'm not completely sold on, but I feel like if anyone can do that in a way that I would like, it would be Jenny Han, so I'm looking forward to jumping into this one. And the last series that I'm definitely going to start this year is the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. Again, I just hear everyone constantly rave about this series. I loved Steelheart. That's the only Brandon Sanderson book that I've read so far, and I love his writing, so I know that I'm gonna love this, and I know that this is supposed to be like a lot better than Steelheart, so I am really looking forward to this. I'll just read like the side of the box. I got the pretty UK edition of the trilogy because how could I not? For 1,000 years the ash fell, the mists rule the night, the Lord Ruler owns the world, yet somehow hope survives. So I'm really looking forward to reading Mistborn because it just sounds fantastic. So those are the top 5 series that I am definitely planning on starting before the end of 2015. There's a good chance that I'll end up finishing a bunch of them because usually once I start series, I tend to get very invested in them and I need to know what's going to happen next, and especially series like the ones that I've chosen where all of the books are available to read. I just can't imagine myself being able to stop. So those are the series that I'm looking forward to read. I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye! held the rest of them this way. Well, very good, in my opinion. Brandon Sanderson. I can words. So, books. I keep doing it.
What was the books?
I don't know. We can stop.